Thanks, Chair, and greetings to honorable members, greetings to Rand Water and the officials, and to the staff as well. Your function and your role and your mandate is cross-cutting because you are rendering just a water function, which happens to be a function of a municipality. So when we raise issues, they will also be actually in between your function and municipalities, because we, as the portfolio committee, we also regulate municipalities. And so if things are not direct to you, but I would be throwing in issues just as a management student of local government. I'm asking one question: why don't we harvest the rainwater for household purposes? Because we have a program called the Indigent Policy at a municipal level, which is helping those that cannot pay for municipal services. We see a lot of water being lost during rainfall, heavy rainfalls. And can't we think of building infrastructure just for one reason, so that we de-link those who are non-paying? Because the reason why they are non-paying is economical. And that economic reason is affecting government directly and the private sector. So which means we've not answered a question of economic participation of these households, and yet we are expecting them to pay for a basic function, which is their right to have that. Two, water desalination. We are a coastal country, which means we are sitting with a water body in a form of a sea. This theory of that it cannot be purified, it is expensive and all of that, we are now, must sober up now. We've got a natural resource of water in the sea. If we have intelligence to purify water, surely we must have intelligence how to purify the seawater. But we are not focused on the seawater, we are focused on the corporatization of municipal services, which is another problem that we are facing. Your language as a function, institution, is corporatized. And that corporatization is a problem which we are facing between private sector wanting to take over municipal function, which municipal function happens to be a people's function, wherein you have a bouquet of the non-paying, non-affording, and affording. So we need to also look at that. And then it shows to me there is a lack of the early warning signs or systems in place. If you have non-payment system, the municipalities, they have what we call a user charge. User charge as a system to render a service to the one who is using the service. So if you were to apply that principle and at a cash-on basis, then you will be able to know whom you are servicing, so that you de-link those who are non-paying. We know how to deal with them, but there are those that are able, but municipalities must have systems in place to deal with that. And the drilling of boreholes. You are saying we're a scarce water country, but at the same time, I can also say we are water-endowed country. There is underground water that is not being drilled. I'm from Utrecht. Most of the farmers, or not just farmers, the whites, most of the whites in their yards, they have drilled water. So they have come out of the municipal grid system of paying for water, which means they're getting water for free, if I can use the term, provided you just have put that infrastructure. Now, why don't we look at that? Is that also expensive? Because you're talking about maintenance. You will purchase once the infrastructure of drilling the water. Afterwards, water will be coming through to you almost on a lifetime basis based on the underground water reserve that is untapped. If you are saying there is a problem with rainfalls and all of that, we need to commission a study to see what is the interface in the communities that leads people not being able to pay for the services. because it looks like we are assuming there is a problem, there's non-payment. Non-payment is a fruit of a problem. The root cause of a problem is undetected, and nobody has brought a study to say what is happening there. But I have also another submission that says, by virtue of you being 121 years, it tells you that the conceptualization of your function was done in the old order dispensation. Now, there was no one who took into consideration the onboarding of the majority of the people who were outside the municipal services. This function you are rendering was conceptualized for 8%, which was white people only. Now you have to onboard black people from black communities which were not getting these services. That's why the system is overstretched. But no one took that into consideration. And if I study for 30 years, there is no new municipality that I've seen being created by the democratic dispensation. So it means we've inherited, it's still the old order municipalities that were created in those days, we've continued in 30 years, but we never took a study how many people, the growth of the population was not factored into. That's why now you have to render a service to 62 million people, but you were designed to only service 8% of the population, which was a problem. In 94, we were 42 million. In 2025, we are sitting at 62 million. So you can imagine the frustration that you are sitting with as a water services. Other than that, I'm done. I think the issue of the drivers. The reason why you have a problem is that we have a monopoly of the economy in South Africa. The monopoly of the economy is leading to economy not being equitably spread over the 62 million population. As a result, every time you must pay more, because even government is paying more, because only a few, and these few can lead to two individuals who control South African economy, and that's a problem. That's why then you will sit with problem. There's no way you can allow a monopoly of the economy and expect to have good performance of the economy. Government can't grow that economy, can't grow something that you don't control. The one who controls the economy must grow that economy and ensure that all of us are sharing in that economy. Thank you.